Hey everyone, thanks for joining Learn to Play Games. My name is Lance, and today I'm looking at a brand new game coming to Kickstarter called Neo-Morphosis Infestation. This is a brand new game from Darkgate Games Entertainment. It is a 1 to 4 player game. It takes roughly 1 to 2 hours to play, and is a fully cooperative game where all the players are working together to defeat the game itself. A little bit of backstory on this one. We have not heeded the warnings, and our planet's temperature has continued to rise over the years until we got to the point where we were in the hot Earth crisis. We had a bunch of technologies that we were able to develop, and depending upon your point of view, were either extremely successful or epically failed as we were able to control that temperature. Unfortunately, we controlled it too much, and now we are in a second ice age or the cold Earth crisis. So we're back at it again, trying to develop new technologies that are going to help us either stabilize the planet's temperature or force us to leave Earth forever. So that's where you're going to come in as the players. You are playing part of a replacement crew that is sent to a research station to help develop these technologies. Unfortunately, once you arrive at this station, you come under attack by an alien race of insectoids that is hell-bent on either ripping you apart or destroying the station around you. So as the players, throughout each scenario, you are going to have to race against the clock, trying to stem these emergencies that are going to pop up from the aliens ripping the station apart, and trying to meet the different objectives of the scenario you're playing. Balancing attacking aliens, handling the emergencies, and dealing with everything else that's going on around you. You are not alone in this, as you are going to be able to work together as a team, trying to deal with these different situations, interacting with terminals that allow you to control the drone that's roaming around the station, trying to make repairs, opening doors, investigating rooms, and being able to do electrical feedback that will be able to damage the aliens and activating the halon system that will suffocate the aliens in different rooms. You're also going to be able to make craft items, and some of your team is researchers and biologists that are going to be able to help you with the xenobiology of aliens, giving you critical bonuses that you're going to need to attack the aliens and defeat them, or giving you much needed defense that'll help you survive the aliens' attacks. So in this video, I'll be showing you the main features of the game, and then also play through a sample round to show you how the game structure is. If you want to check out a full playthrough, I'll have a link up in the top corner to another video I did where I played through the first, middle, and end couple rounds to show you how the game plays and progresses. So as always, if you find these videos helpful, if you like what I do, please consider that like button, subscribing to my channel. It's one of the easiest ways you can support channels like mine so we can continue to grow and produce this content. If you want to stay updated on all my videos, also consider ringing that bell so you get notifications anytime I release new content. So let's head to the table and I'll show you what this is all about. The first thing I want to look at are the different heroes that players are going to be playing throughout the game. Each one of these heroes will have his or her own card that's going to have all these different stats on it. Going down the side of the card are the hero's science and tech stats, along with the number of dice when rolling for programming tests. Underneath that is the hero's health, defense, and agility bonuses. Then each hero is going to have a base attack, which is going to list the bonus for that attack, its range, and the amount of damage that attack does. On the side of the card are 2 different locations for the hero's tech and science, and the heroes will be able to build these at certain locations throughout the game. Some of these items include things like the death shots, the purple pills, or stim pack. And then for the tech, we have things like the nail gun or max shield or the nail blaster, with some of these items having connecting spaces so you can add additional items, and other ones such as the nail gun that only have a connecting slot so you cannot place any items after those. And some of these items are very powerful, including items that do more damage, but are also limited by the number of bullets that they have within them, and once you use all those, then the item is discarded. Heroes are also going to have access to all kinds of different items that they'll be able to pick up throughout the game, such as the instruction pad, or life support, toolbox, and flashcard, just to name a few items of the ones that are going to be included. Heroes are also going to have their own special ability cards, and there's going to be a number of these included in the game, so players will be able to select which special ability they want to start each of the scenarios in. Heroes are also going to have repair attempt tokens that they'll use to try to repair emergency events, and then of course each character is going to have their own mini. On the other side, we have the alien enemies, and each one of these guys is going to have their own card that's going to outline all the different stats for that alien, including the number of hit points that alien has, their defense, their attack bonus, their agility or evasion rating, and finally the amount of damage that they do. Each alien will also have a special ability that will be triggered usually when more than one of that particular alien type is in the same room. The aliens are also going to evolve or neomorphosize throughout the round and game. Each time an alien activation card is dealt during the alien activation phase, that is going to have a number of steps that are going to be resolved in order. The first step will be that you will roll the Neo-Morphosis die for each pod that you'll find on the board. This die is going to have a blank side or sides that will introduce or hatch that pod into a worm or a hydra. From there, then certain alien types will attack the walls, potentially doing damage to the station that you're going to have to deal with and cause emergencies. Then it's going to list the different types of aliens that are going to attack or do different things, including attacking terminals, attacking doors, and the heroes themselves, and moving around and causing all kinds of trouble. Then finally, at the bottom of the card, with some of them, there'll be special activations that'll be resolved based on the scenario you're playing, and then some of them will also have a second Neomorphosis step where aliens that are already out, such as the worms or hydras, are going to neomorphosize, as well as the rippers and slugs. The first time one of the larvae neomorphosize, you're going to place a token down on them, which in the game these will be little clips that'll clip onto the base. With this being the prototype, this is what we have. And then you're going to draw a alien neomorphosis card, and these cards are going to be added underneath the alien card, and they're going to add bonuses to that card. So now all of a sudden this alien has 2 hit points, or you might have a card that gives them a +1 to their attack, or +2 in additional damage. So all kinds of different things. And you can even play in a hardcore mode where you will continue to add those cards to the alien, making them even nastier. From there, if an alien neomorphosizes again when they have a bonus chip under them, then they're going to turn in their adult version and removing those chips and bonuses. Then they'll turn into rippers from the worms, and from the hydra they'll turn into slugs. And then again, the adult versions can also neomorphosize, adding a chip to their base and drawing one of their additional bonus cards. Now, each time the heroes enter rooms, they're also going to be spawning aliens with spawning cards and other effects that will bring aliens onto the board. Now, most of our heroes are scientists, and so they're going to use Xenobiology against the aliens. Before the heroes activate each round, they're going to be able to manipulate their Xenobiology tiles in order to get bonuses to attacking certain types of aliens and bonuses for certain types of defense against aliens. Each alien is going to have an icon in the upper right-hand corner, and some of the tiles are going to have those icons on them. The heroes are also going to be able to find new Xenobiology tiles throughout certain scenarios where they're going to be able to add them to the tiles that they already have. During the round, then they're going to be able to add these up and make sure that the different symbols line up in order to qualify for these different bonuses. So for example, if we had a lot of rippers out there and we wanted to get some bonuses to them, this would give us a +2 to the attacking on them. And then let's go ahead and do this one here to get a bonus for a pod. And then we'll do this as well to get 1 bonus on our defense against ripper attacks. And the heroes will be able to manipulate these tiles at the beginning of each hero round before the heroes activate. So depending upon the aliens that are out or anticipating certain types of aliens, the heroes will be able to help get additional bonuses to those types of aliens. Moving over to the game board itself, it's going to be comprised of different sized modular tiles that players will arrange at the beginning of the game to set up the scenario they've chosen. Each one of these tiles is broken down into 3 sections that'll have a selection of numbers at the bottom of it that'll correspond with spawn cards that the players will resolve. The first time a player enters a new room that has a spawn card in it, they'll flip over the spawn card and resolve its effects before continuing their turn. With this spawn card, it's going to place pods in locations 1, 2, and 3, so you'll place 2 pods in this section. And then a ripper will also be placed into section 3. You're also going to find a number of other tokens in these rooms, such as the terminals that you'll be able to activate and do different tests to be able to open doors, activate the robot, check out different rooms, and a number of other things. You're also going to be able to construct different items based on different tokens that are in there, such as tech and science. You'll also be able to pick up random items that you won't know until you draw the card from the set, And then the rooms are going to be connected by doorways that'll either be closed or the heroes can open them throughout the game by spending an action to do so. And another important feature of the game is the system interface panel, and this is going to have a number of different subsections. The first one is going to be the emergency reports subpanel, and this has 4 different sections. Throughout the game, as the aliens attack the station and the players do different things, there's going to be a number of different emergency cards that are added to these sections. During certain parts of the round, these will be flipped over, and then the players will have to resolve these different emergencies by rolling the different program dice and matching the different icons on there. As the players do this, they're only going to have 3 rounds in order to complete each emergency before it goes critical. Once an emergency goes critical, you'll place the hull damage card on there, blocking that panel from ever having an emergency placed on it again. At any point during the game, if the players are not able to place a new emergency due to emergencies being out or hull damage being out, then the game has been lost. Now, each one of the emergencies is also going to disable certain parts of the system that the players are going to be able to activate to do different things. And these are the different actions that the players can activate terminals and try to do as well. So each one of these emergencies will block one of these different effects that the players will not be able to do until they resolve that emergency. When a player attempts that, they'll place their token next to it, and then they're going to roll a number of program dice based on their programming skill. Each time they roll these, they're going to place tokens next to the symbols that they've completed. So on this one, I got the little beaker, and that was all I was successful in doing. Now, my character that did this can only attempt each emergency 1 time, so all the characters can only attempt each emergency once. So if all 4 characters have attempted emergency and have not completed it, it is going to go critical once that token moves down and off during the last part of the section. And then finally, going down the track here is the round tracker, and this is going to slowly tick down. If it ever reaches the bottom, every round after that is going to add a new emergency to the panel. There's also a Halon system that the players will be able to gain a token for. Once having a token, they can activate to clear a room. And at the bottom of the card are the different stats for the terminal, doors, and walls that the aliens are going to attack. And these are the values for those that the aliens must roll higher than in order to do damage to the station. So the last thing I want to show you is a sample round in action. I went ahead and set up a little board real quick, and I placed out some stuff to show you how it works. So at the beginning of each round is going to be the start of round phase, and during this phase you're going to be working with the system interface panel. The first thing is going to be checking if any emergencies have gone critical, which means that the cube is on the last space on the track for that particular emergency. If that's the case, then you'll resolve the effects of that, replacing it with hull damage and making whatever sector is listed in that compromised, and then there's going to be another effect with that. From there, then you're going to escalate any current emergencies that are out there. So for this one, the marker will go down to the last space. So next round, if we don't resolve it, it will go critical. You're going to do that for each one of the active emergencies. From there, then you're going to check and see if there are any compromised sectors out there, and then if that sector is secured, which means that all of the doors are closed in that sector. From there, then any emergencies that have not been revealed yet, you'll go ahead and reveal those and place out the effects. So this one is going to disable the Halon system. So I'll place a marker on that. Then I'll place this out and place a new marker at the top of that track. Then the final step, or any of the heroes have been knocked down, they're going to recover during this step, slowly standing up and then being able to activate later in the next round. From there, then it's going to move into the hero's turn, and the very first thing the heroes are going to be able to do each round is manipulate their xenobiology. So right now we do have a Ripper out there and a Worm, so I want to get some bonuses on the Ripper, so I'm going to go ahead and rearrange this so that I can do that. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this and turn that one. That way I get a +2 bonus for attacking the Rippers. And then there is some pods out there, so I'm going to go ahead and do this so I can get a bonus on the pod. And then finally, I have this one here that I will also do and place here. That way I get a +1 to defense as well, just in case I don't bring that Ripper down, then I can get a bonus on my defense for that. From there, then it's going to move into the character's turn, and you can activate your heroes in any manner you want to, in any order. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with my mechanic, and during each hero's activation they have 3 actions that they can spend to do a variety of different things. So the first thing with her, I'm going to go ahead and do an attack action, as there's that Ripper in my space that I definitely want to handle. So I'm going to consult her weapon. That's going to give me a +4 bonus to whatever I roll. And with the aliens, I must roll higher than their defense. So the Ripper is an 8, so I have to roll a 9 or higher in order to cause a wound with that or do whatever damage my weapon does. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a roll and see what happens. And I rolled a 1, so I'd add that 1 to my bonus, so that's a 5, and then I also get a +2 bonus for attacking Rippers based on my Xenobiology, which that is not going to be enough, as that is a total of 7, not defeating that Ripper. So I can go ahead and attack again, or I could try to activate this terminal, or a number of other things. So I'm going to go ahead and swing again. And this time I did much better with a 6, so I've definitely done a damage to the Ripper, and consulting his card, he only has 1 hit point, so he will be eliminated. Then there's a couple of eggs in there as well, but I'm going to go ahead and open the door instead, getting ready to move into this next room. From there then I can activate another character, so I will go ahead and do that with Robert, and I'm going to move him in here for his first action. His second action, I'm going to go ahead and attack that worm, and he definitely hits that with his +5 bonus. That'll be enough to defeat the worm. In his last action, he's going to go ahead and move into this room here. Going on, I'm going to go ahead and activate my chemist next. She's going to do 2 actions to move into here, and then she's going to activate this terminal, trying to resolve that emergency. So with her, she gets 4 dice for her programming tests, and she's going to go ahead and give them a roll. And we did get no symbols on this one, so then she's going to place her marker on there so that she's attempted it. From there, that is the end of her turn, so I have 1 character left, and for the sake of the demo, I'm going to go ahead and go 1, 2, and move in here. Anytime a character moves into a new room, we're going to flip over the spawn card and resolve the effects of it. So we're going to have 2 pods in that room. In sections 1 and 2, there will be a Ripper in section 1, so he's up here with my poor bioengineer. And then finally there's going to be a slug in area 3, so that was a really bad room to step into. So there's going to be all kinds of nastiness going on. So from there, all of my characters have done their activations. So at this point we're going to move into the enemy turn, and we'll reveal and resolve an enemy card. So with this one, first off, we have the Neomorphosis die, and I do have some pods out there. So starting up top here, we have a Hydra that's going to come in there. So he'll take that place. The next one is a set of worms. So we'll place some worms in there. Moving down into the bioengineer's place, he has another set of worms. And then the final location is another set of worms, so it has been a worm fest in this sector. Okay, then we would move over to the other side of the card, where the slugs, rippers, and larvae are going to attack the walls. So again, we can do this in any order we want to, and we're going to continue doing this until at least one of them has succeeded in their attack to damage the walls, or we've activated all the aliens. So I'm going to go ahead and start at the top here, and the Hydras have a attack bonus of 1, and the walls have a defense of 5, so they need to get a 6 or better to do a damage. So that means the Hydra has to roll at least a 5 or 6. So the Hydra rolls the 6. So right away we've done damage to the walls, and so we'll place a new emergency that will be activated during the next round. From there, you don't have to worry about resolving any other effects because you can only damage the walls once. From there, then we're going to move into the other steps. So first off, Rippers, it says 1 Ripper moves up to 2 areas to an attack in a terminal, and then all Rippers move up to 2 areas to attack crew, and then they're going to attack closed doors en route to them. So with this Ripper here, he is the only one, so he is going to move up to 2 areas to attack that terminal. Terminals have a defense of 4, and the Ripper has a bonus of +2, so he has damaged that terminal, so we'll flip it over, and now it must be repaired in order to be used. And then all Rippers are going to move up to 2 areas to attack crew, and they would attack closed doors en route, so he wasn't here first, so he'll attack that door, damaging that door, so anytime a door is damaged, it'll flip over to its open side, and you'll place a damage token on it. Then he'll move in and attack the biologist, and with that, he again has 7 to his 3. So he is going to do 3 damage to that character. That's a bad hit already. The character did have a +1 defense, but was not enough to defend even with the bonuses. Then all of the rippers have been activated, so we'll move into the slugs. One slug moves up to 2 areas to attack a terminal. This one's already been damaged. He could move into here to attack that terminal, as he does have range, so he'll do that. And he damages it as well. Our terminals are going down like crazy. From there, then it says, then all slugs move up to 2 areas to attack crew and close doors and route. So there's going to move 1 and 2. And the door is already damaged as well. And then finally, it says at the bottom, will perform any special activation, which again is going to be based on the scenario you've chosen to play. And then finally, it says at the end of the alien phase, all aliens neomorphosize. So at that point, then we would go ahead and place tokens underneath each alien. And I am out of tokens, so we're going to just do this. And then from there, you're going to draw 1 card for each of those alien types. So the worms are going to get a +1 to their damage. The hydras are getting +1 health and +2 damage. The rippers are at +1 health. And finally, the slugs get +1 to their, or +1 bonus to their attacks. So now all of a sudden, our aliens have become even nastier. From there, then you'll discard that card, and the final step in the round is to move the time tracker down. So I hope this gives you a good idea how the game plays. As always, if you have any questions or comments, leave those in the comment section below and I'll do my best to answer them, or swing by the Kickstarter's main page and drop any questions you have there as well. I'm sure the creators would love to hear from you and are more than happy to answer any questions you have. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch my videos and leave me feedback on them. I do really appreciate it, and I take into account everything you say to make the best possible videos. Until next time, I'll see everyone later.